In the rush of modern life, it's easy to overlook the power of spirituality. Daily busyness often leaves little room for us to pause and contemplate why we live and what our hearts truly long for. Prayer, an ancient practice of faith, is often seen as a sanctuary for the soul, a way to communicate with God and find direction in times of confusion. But does prayer really have the power to change a person's life? Can it truly transform one's circumstances? Let's explore Amy's story. Amy was a young single mother, struggling under the weight of life's demands. She worked tirelessly from morning until night to support her 7-year-old son, Noah, who had been weak and in need of frequent medical care since a car accident 2 years ago. The burden of medical bills and the endless hospital visits left Amy feeling trapped in a dark tunnel with no light in sight. One day, she came across a book that mentioned the power of 3 a.m. prayer. Some called it the dawn of the soul, a sacred hour when one could feel closest to God. Amy was skeptical, but with no other options in sight, she thought, maybe I should give it a try. After all, I have nothing to lose. That night, she woke up at 3 a.m., sat on the edge of her bed, and clasped her hands together. She closed her eyes and whispered, "Lord, I don't know how much longer I can keep going. My strength is nearly gone. Please show me a sign. Give me hope." From that day forward, Amy made it a habit to pray every night at 3 a.m. She didn't just pray about her own struggles. She began praying for Noah's health, for other patients at the hospital, and even for strangers she encountered. Over time, she noticed a subtle but profound change taking place. Though the difficulties didn't disappear overnight, a sense of peace settled within her, as if a faint light was gradually illuminating the darkness around her. Weeks passed, and small changes began to unfold in Amy's life. One day, while waiting for Noah's checkup at the hospital, she met an elderly woman volunteering there. This woman, with a gentle smile, struck up a conversation with Amy, and upon learning about her situation, invited her to join a church group. Though Amy wasn't particularly interested in group meetings, the woman's sincerity persuaded her to attend. At the church, Amy met many people who had faced similar struggles. Their stories inspired her and showed her the powerful impact of prayer. During one sharing session, a middle-aged man spoke about how he had found new meaning in life through daily 3 a.m. prayer during his most challenging times. These testimonies provided a warmth Amy hadn't felt in a long time, reminding her that she wasn't alone in her battles. One night, while continuing her 3 a.m. prayer routine, Amy felt a strong urge within her heart. She began to pray boldly for her future and her son's well-being. "Lord, I long for a better job that would allow me more time to care for Noah and enough income to pay for his medical expenses." As she finished praying, a sense of calm and certainty filled her, as though her request had already been answered. A few days later, Amy unexpectedly ran into an old friend at a coffee shop. This friend was now a manager at a company, and after hearing about Amy's situation, offered her a flexible part-time job. It was the perfect opportunity, decent pay, and the ability to spend more time with Noah. Amy was astonished by this turn of events. She knew this was God's response to her prayers. She took the job, and her life gradually began to improve. Even Noah's health started showing signs of progress. The doctor mentioned that his recovery was faster than anticipated, which Amy knew was not just a result of medical treatment, but also the power of prayer and faith. Amy continued sharing her experiences at the church, and her story became a source of encouragement and hope for many. Those who had lost faith in life found renewed strength through her testimony. Amy's story is not just about miracles. It is about the rebuilding of faith and the courage to keep moving forward in the face of darkness. She realized that prayer was not a way to change God's will, but a means to change her own perspective on life. It helped her understand what truly mattered and allowed her to feel God's presence even in the midst of hardship. Prayer is not a magic remedy that instantly erases all pain and difficulty, but it does give us the inner strength to endure and find moments of calm amid the storms of life. As Amy experienced, when she stopped praying solely for her own needs and began interceding for others, her heart grew fuller with love and gratitude. This transformation not only improved her situation, but also had a ripple effect on the people around her. Amy's experience reminds us that the power of prayer lies not only in whether it brings about external change, but in how it shapes our hearts, making us stronger and more compassionate. Prayer helps us look beyond our own needs and care for the pain of others, thus gaining a deeper sense of purpose in life. In this chaotic world, each of us can, like Amy, find moments to quiet our minds and converse with God. It doesn't have to be at 3 a.m., but whenever we sincerely open our hearts to Him, His grace and promises will manifest in every corner of our lives. When you feel powerless in life, consider the power of prayer. As the Bible says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Philippians 4:13. Perhaps it is through these brief moments of prayer that you will embark on a soul-stirring journey that changes your life.